Hello, and welcome to the Encyclopedia of Commercial Real Estate Advice channel, where we give insider tips on over 500 real estate topics from the book, The Encyclopedia of Commercial Real Estate Advice by Terry Painter.
Hi, I'm Terry Painter, the author of the Encyclopedia of Commercial Real Estate Advice and the president of Apartment Loan Store. And I'm going to tell you that if you just study this video and come into your bank or wherever you're getting your loan with these 5 components in hand, you're going to get that loan.
So Terry, I know you've been funding apartment buildings and commercial properties for 24 years. So what does it take to finance an apartment building?
Okay, Kriya, so there's actually 5 major components. And what's kind of risky is that if you just miss one of these, if you don't get it right, then you might not get your loan. So it's important to ask the loan officer for whatever loan program you're applying for ahead of time, what their criteria is for these 5 components. Okay, the very first one is you need to have a great property. What you really want to do is get the lender excited about the property. Lenders don't really like to make loans to properties that are in, dangerous areas. If you're going to have problems collecting the rent, they don't like that either. And so they will pull a crime report on that location if they're not actually located nearby.
The location.
Yeah, the location is really key. So otherwise, if you need to fix the property up and tell them what you're going to do and approximately how much it's going to cost. If you could find a property that has some really great upsides, that's good too.
Okay, so a great property is mostly like location and condition.
Yeah, it's what the lender really doesn't want to have to worry about if something happens to you or your income goes down. They want to know the property is going to can be managed by a professional manager and still make the loan payments. And so very definitely, if you have more upsides, such as under market rents is a really good one, or just a few cosmetic changes you can make to the property, like new paint, new floor coverings, new appliances, and you could actually.
So really, it's in good condition.
Yeah, yes, and also show them that where market rents are, and that this property is about $50 to $100 a month less in rent than the competition. That's really showing it's a good property.
Okay. All right, great. So is that number 2 then?
No, actually, number 2 is that the property value and the income of the property has to support the loan you want.
Okay.
So you got to start with how much can you put down, and what does this lender what's the maximum loan they can make? What LTV, and then you keep in mind that all commercial loans are income based. That goes for the appraisal as well. So you really need to really get a handle on what the income of the property is, so you could show the lender that it meets their debt service coverage ratio. You'll need to ask the lender what that is.
Okay.
And so, and also, you want to make sure that there's some history behind that income, ideally.
Okay.
That it's been, people have been.
It's not just projections, but there's
exactly.
actual.
You got it. Yes.
Okay. All right. So number 3, you're saying that what does constitute? You're saying make sure the property's in good condition then?
Yeah, actually, okay. So lenders really need to know what the condition of the property is, and they'll do a property condition report. So don't order one yourself if you're purchasing. It's bad because the lender is going to pull one anyway. And also, I'm saying it has to be in good condition, but if you're planning on bringing it up to good condition, that's fine. But you're going to need to know approximately what it's going to cost. Lenders don't really like to make loans to slumlords, as you can imagine. And so if you're just going to buy a D property and let it, just leave it the way it is, and it needs new everything, and the balconies are sagging, and the parking lot needs to be resurfaced, and there's cracks in the walkways, everything is just a mess. If you're going to buy a property like that, it's going to need rehab, and you're going to have to apply probably for either a bridge loan, or you could do it with a bank too, but you're going to have to tell them what you're planning to do to the property and about how much it's going to cost. So
okay. So that's condition. So you Terry look for a good condition.
Yeah, or the ability of the borrower to have what it takes to bring it up to good condition.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, and the next one is that the borrower is qualified. So you're going to need to ask the loan officer, what is the minimum credit score that they require? How much net worth and how much cash do you need to have? Lenders do not like it when you tell them that you don't really have the down payment right now, but you're working on raising it. I mean, come on. I mean, and that's not going to give them a cozy feeling. So you want to show them, they're going to actually ask for a copy of your bank or security statements right away. So they're going to be screening you to make sure that you actually do qualify as the borrower. So they're not going to like it if you're broke when the loan closes either. So you're going to have some post-closing liquidity. And they're also many lenders do require that you have experience. Fortunately, community banks and credit unions are much more lenient on experience, and they're also more lenient on net worth. And in my book, I really talk about it in the financing chapter in detail about every type of lender, what their requirements are. So
Okay, so that's good to know. Then really, there's a little bit of a mix and match on what type of borrower you are and what institution is right for you.
exactly, and some, yeah, the community banks are a little bit later on on having experience if you have strong income from other sources, for instance. So, yeah, and then the very last component of getting a loan on an apartment building is actually bringing in the very best professionals. So with
Okay.
lenders love, if you're a newbie and this is going to be your first apartment buildings, they love it when you have it professionally managed, because
Mm,
just like this is a business and there's a learning curve, but professional property managers already know that. So after you have it managed for a year or so, and then you could do it yourself if you want to. But
okay.
that's like one professional if you're going to be doing some major work on the property, or even if you're just going to be doing cosmetic improvements, let them know who the contractor is going to be, and
Okay.
then it's always good to have a good commercial, for larger deals, to have a good commercial real estate attorney. So,
So
yeah,
the
that,
whole team,
yeah,
really, that you have a professional, you have professionals in many capacities.
yes. And yeah, I'm going to bring one more. If you're really going to be new, if you could bring in a partner that's owned a property of this size and is doing well with it, that's another type of professional that you could use on your team. Now, what
Okay.
this team is doing is it's making you look really good. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that's really what it takes. Now, this is a short video, but if you'd like to learn more, you could read my book, the uh, Commercial Real Estate Advice book, and you could also there's lots of YouTube videos out there and Google stuff, and you could also uh, just take a look at some of the articles I've written. There's a great, really probably 8-page article on this subject. You could go to the URL below to our website, and you could read much more detail on how to get an apartment building loan. So,
Great. Well, thank you so much, Terry. And you'll put the links below
yep,
to your book and the apartment loan store and
yes.
any other resources that you
Yeah,
recommend.
uh, it's actually really great to go up on loopnet.com and just look at what properties in your area are going for if they have them, and you really need to familiarize yourself with making sure that where rents are in your market and what values are. And you could ask a real estate broker, commercial real estate broker, for that information, or try to find it on LoopNet. But that's about it. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell below. So that's about it.